Is Jasmy really a high risk to a low reward, or is it really a high reward to a low risk? Binance proven that Jasmy should remain in the monitoring zone, yet they hold 10%, which is the highest amongst all exchanges. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe, and hitting that bell notification so that when these videos come out, you guys are notified. Man, oh man, I think we're about to answer the questions that everybody's been really trying to figure out. And even me myself, I had to do some research to kind of figure out like what is really the deal behind Binance with Jasmy in the monitoring zone. I get it. They have a bunch of items and lists that they want Jasmy to meet, or this criteria, but it just doesn't make sense. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense. We're even going to talk about potentially what is the motive behind behind Binance keeping Jasmy in the monitoring zone. So make sure you guys watch all the way through to the end. We're going to touch on some key points that I dug up, just trying to grasp what the heck is going on with Binance and why they haven't let Jasmy out the monitoring zone. But there's a lot of funky things going on, so we're going to uncover it all. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, bell notification. Stay in tune with Run My Crypto. Let's get into this video. So first things first, you see there's a balloon floating around. My son had just recently went to Universal, got his little Mario balloon thingy, left it. Where is it at? I can't reach it. Anyways, it's right there. Anyways, so here's the deal. We got Binance holding Jasmy in the monitoring zone. It started out back in 2023 when they were, I think it was, 23, kind of when they announced that they were in the innovation zone. So I'm like, well, how do they go from innovation to monitoring? I guess it was some of the steps that Jasmy took to place them from innovation to monitoring. But here's a freaky thing about the whole Binance. I'm gonna give you guys all the research that I did. You're more than welcome to fact check it, but I'm just not gonna be putting all the the websites and everything up on the screen. But you could very well indeed fact check it, and I guarantee you that you're gonna come up with the information that I'm putting out, because obviously I don't waste my time. Yet would I waste my time coming on here talking about it just to look like a fool? So the first thing that I discovered is just kind of getting an understanding of why potentially Jasmy could be in the monitoring zone. I get it. So we seen Jasmy basically come out at $4 and then plummet. Now, behind that plummet was a mismanagement of tokens by pre-holders. Whatever that looked like, the pre-holders, they're the ones that basically sold off a ton of Jasmy coins. So that basically diluted the price down to where it was. But at the time, just as Jasmy was, there was not utility. The only coins that had real utility at the time was like Solana, Ethereum, obviously BNB, Bitcoin, of course, Litecoin. There was all these other coins that had a lot of utility with them. So at the moment, it made it look like, it was basically not performing against projects like Infinity, Axie Infinity, projects like Gala Games. You have what else? Polkadot. All these gaming tokens did extremely well because they had utility, because there was actually something you could do with the project. Now that we're shifting into some serious momentum with cryptocurrency, especially with Bitcoin and gold. Gold is at $5,100 or $200 right now, which is basically a blow off the top. My theology behind that is essentially they're driving the price of gold up, basically buying and buying and buying. And this is for another video, because trust me, I seen Bitcoin go to 123,000, dump out, go down, and then all of a sudden gold just starts to rush, right? So they're driving the price up with the profits, I'm assuming, from Bitcoin, because we had a big exit liquidity with Bitcoin going, and then all of a sudden we get in a rise of gold. So that's going to be on another video. But we're back to Jasmy. There was not a lot of utility for Jasmy at the time, at the moment. Now, fast forward 2025, we have Junction, we have Jasmy Chain. And we have now the introduction of Jasmy being a native token for Jasmy chain and Junction. So now there's some utility. Now we have action with the PDL, the personal data locker. Then we had a roadmap come out in 2024, just displaying everything that 2025 was going to lay out. There were some hiccups, of course, with a lot of projects. We have hiccups, but here's where the money lies, right? Here's where the money lies. I'm going to show you. So I did some research and I started to look at all the exchanges and to see exactly, well, how many tokens do these exchanges hold? And I started to see, obviously, Binance holds the largest amongst Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken, and many other exchanges. Now I'm thinking to myself, well, why would Binance be holding Jasmy hostage and have the most amount of percentage in their exchanges? So going through it, Binance has about 10% of Jasmy's market cap, or 10% of token holdings. Coinbase has about 6%. Kraken has about 2 to 3%. Crypto.com has 1.9%. So I started to look at, well, what determines whether how much they hold on the exchanges, and it's all risk to reward. It's risk to reward, period. Now I'm thinking, well, okay, if they know their risk to reward, if Jasmy's such a high risk with high volatility, why would you hold 10% when every other exchange plays it safe with a low market cap? Now this is what you also have to understand. Jasmy is a low market cap. The low market cap, they only go to a maximum of 4 to 5%. Now, again, basically Binance has double that. So to me, there's a method behind their madness, and I believe that they know that Jasmy has a big, huge vision, because if I were an exchange owner and I'm sitting here and I see a project and I think that that's no value and has no chance of even, making any headway, why would I continue? Why would I hold more than every other exchange out there of this token unless I knew the probability of how well this coin's going to play out? When Jasmy dumped and we got to lower levels, Binance still held on to majority of their token holdings. They didn't dump it and crash it. They actually held on through the growing pains with Jasmy. So that tells me a whole lot. That shows me that, number one, they know that Jasmy has a lot of ability to perform. They put it out, Jasmy put it out, that they have KPIs and a target to basically hit $17. There is a lot of positive coming from the side of Jasmy, and to me, they're just waiting to capitalize off of it. So to me, it's just they're trying to hold on as much as they can. Obviously, having a high risk to high reward is what they would claim that Jasmy would be, but on the flip side, I think it's more reward to risk. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification if you're in agreement. Smash that like button, share this video. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.